Hello everybody and welcome to Date Alive 3 episode 2 anime review. So we know who best girl of this episode was, right? Like, we're not going to argue about that. Please don't argue with me, just this once. Thanks guys. Anyway, there's like a spider flying. Whoa. Gonna ignore it? I'm gonna ignore it. So this episode, I'm gonna go through it. I got really distracted then. Start off, I'm just going to go through the episode quick and then I'll give my overall. I'm going to keep looking at it, I can't stop. So, we start off with Westcott, remember him? He's the big bad guy who only showed up at end of season 2. He's about to get voted out of the board of directors. They're like, raise your hand. They've raised their hands to vote him out. Whoosh, get their arms cut off. And they're like, you could reattach him, just go down there. Which I was like, oh, damn. Because I'm going to be honest. The like whole evil corporation thing didn't really interest me. Like, I like Date Alive for the spirits and Shido and that kind of light-hearted stuff more than the super serious DEM stuff. That's not to say DEM stuff is bad. I just prefer the other stuff. But you know, you gotta have a villain. That just makes sense, doesn't it? But then we back to Shido for the rest of the episode, so that's good. So, if you remember, he's got to figure out which one Natsumi is disguising herself. And they're like, right, you've got to go on a date with everyone one by one. I'm like, some of these people would never agree to go on a date with him. Like, on the list. Like, there was the teacher. Teacher might, actually. But there was, like, I, and my, and me. I think I got their names right. But they were there. But first off, he goes on a date with Toka. And then he makes her mad by calling her Natsumi, and then he bluffs his way out of it. I thought that was quite funny. I'm sure I'm the only one. But then she's not eating a lot because she's worried that that'll make Shido not like her anymore. And he's like, no, it's fine, just eat. And so it's not Toka. That's what he deduces. But then number 2 is Yoshino, who I guess it's Halloween because she's dressed as a witch. Trick-or-treating, which gives him a hell of a scare. He's like, oh, witch, you're Natsumi, but it's not. It's Yoshino being adorbs. But yeah, then they eat like pancake things. She ends up licking his face, and I was like, that's suspicious. Yoshino wouldn't do that. But yeah, we don't really figure out what's going on. But then number 3 is Tonomachi, but no one cares, so they don't care, so they just skip it. So I wonder if that was skipped in the original light novel, or if they were like, nobody cares, let's just skip it for the anime. I do wonder. If you know, tell me. But then number 4 is Yuzuru, who is now best girl, I guess, because, or at least for the episode, she's best girl. I mean, I think I always liked Yuzuru. Maybe I'm wrong, I can't remember. But yeah, she then spends the next 7 or so minutes being as sickeningly adorable as possible. And yeah. I also, like, it seemed towards the end of this segment as well, like, it kind of dawned on Shido, like, what he was doing. He was like, I'm making all these girls fall in love with me, but then what, you know? Then what? It was like he'd realised that fact. I'm probably really overthinking it, but that's what it seemed to me. That's my perspective on what that was. Maybe, like I said, I'm probably overthinking it. But then, the next day, or not the next day, evening, Kotori's like, right, I'm next. So then that's what we know is going next. But then, the next morning, Kagi is banging on the door. She's like, Yuzuru's gone, Yuzuru's gone. They got a camera. And then the like command team, so like Kotori, Shido, and Reina are like looking at it because of that. We can't let the spirits see. They'll freak out. Yuzuru getting like sucked into Natsumi's broom, so that's what she's done it. But then he's like, alright, I've got to figure this out. But then like the end kind of implies like more and more of the pictures like black out. It kind of implies that there's going to be a little bit of a time skip where a bunch of people are going to have disappeared. I don't know if that's true, or if you know, it's just done for effect, but that's what it seemed like to me. So, yeah, solid episode. I don't have a lot to complain about. Yuzuru is the best. She's going to be in the thumbnail. If she's not in the thumbnail, you're allowed to be mad at me. But yeah, I had fun watching this. I hope you did too. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week.